The last of 2020's Best of the Book Club recommendation is a title the book club read back in 2014. Shortlisted for the Booker Prize in 2011, it was the author's debut novel. A gripping thriller set in Moscow, the book is Snowdrops by A.D. Miller. A snowdrop in Russia is either the flower indigenous to the country or the victim of crime whose dead body is buried in snow only to surface when the snow thaws. The reader is introduced to a bleak landscape populated by gangsters and prostitutes, and where strip clubs and young girls trying to snag themselves a rich husband are par for the course. The protagonist is Nick, a British lawyer who has just come back to the UK after living in the Russian city. Upon his return, his fiancée questions why he refuses to talk about his time abroad, so he writes her a letter telling her about his experiences. The narrative of the book is that letter. We learn that in Moscow, Nick helped to negotiate huge bank loans to facilitate Russia's economic development. The deals involved a number of shady characters, and whatever moral scruples he might have had quickly start to erode. The same is true of his personal life as he gets caught up in a hedonistic lifestyle after meeting and becoming besotted with Masha. However, Masha is not what she first appears to be, and as Nick becomes more and more involved with the dark dealings of her and her family, he becomes no better than many of the corrupt individuals he had previously been so quick to criticise. The book club enjoyed this novel and were impressed with the descriptions of Moscow. Members of the group who had visited the Russian city recognised it well. The author fantastically evokes the tourist landmarks readers are familiar with, as well as the less salubrious areas only known to the seedy underworld. We also liked how the author allows his main character to notice early on that his moral compass is being bent. He sees what's happening but looks away because he thinks he's already in too deep. As we read his account, we got an insight into his thoughts and emotions, helping to paint a gripping portrait of the new Russia and the seduction of a man who is powerless to resist its allure. It's a story about the lies we tell ourselves and other people, and about guilt, culpability and responsibility. In 2011, accusations of dumbing down were levelled at the Booker shortlist when the judges aimed for readability above all. Snowdrops was the best-selling of all those shortlisted, and at the time some critics perceived it as not very literary. The book club felt that Snowdrops had readability and literary merit. It's a thriller which has depth and intrigue, is beautiful and funny and unputdownable. Nick's confessional letter becomes compulsive reading as the novel spirals to its conclusion. You can borrow Snowdrops from any Barbican and community library, or you can download the ebook or e-audiobook for free from our e-library. Merry Christmas!